Did you know that Deadpool is a huge fan of All Might? Or that Shoko might actually be inspired by Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender? Here are 25 of the craziest My Hero Academia secrets you probably didn't know. Starting with the fact that Izuku once advertised a popular Marvel movie. Marvel teamed up with My Hero Academia in 2018 to promote Avengers: Infinity War in Japan. They created a poster and a charming video. In the video, Izuku describes Captain America, highlighting the similarities between their journeys. Both started weak, enduring bullying and hardships, but pushed forward relentlessly to protect others, which is super cool. But not as cool as this Naruto Easter egg that you probably missed. During the provisional license exam arc, Todoroki goes up against a group of ninja-themed trainee heroes. Their colorful outfits and forehead protectors are strikingly similar to the ninjas from Naruto. This Easter egg becomes even cooler when you realize that Masashi Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto, is a close friend of Kohei Horikoshi, the creator of My Hero Academia. While rewatching My Hero Academia, I couldn't help but notice a huge Easter egg. In one random crowd shot, a character strongly resembles Scar from Full Metal Alchemist, though he doesn't have the signature scar. The likeness is undeniable. Given that both series are produced by Studio Bones, it's likely this reference was intentional. Did you know Hawks' backstory was inspired by the life of football legend Lionel Messi? As a child, Messi was scouted by FC Barcelona. Due to his family's financial struggles, the club covered his medical treatment, on the condition that he moved to Spain and dedicated his life to football. This story intrigued Horikoshi during the 2018 World Cup, sparking the idea to adapt it into Hawk's origin. By adding his own twist and portraying the other party as more controlling, Horikoshi crafted the compelling backstory we know today. But Hawks wasn't the only one that was inspired by a real-life person, because Mirko's hero name was a surprising origin tied to the world of martial arts. According to an omake in Volume 20, her name comes from Mirko Krokop Filipovic. He is a Croatian mixed martial artist famous for his deadly left high roundhouse kick. This kick is described as right leg hospital, left leg cemetery. This perfectly explains her affinity for high-powered kicks. Let's talk about this little detail that almost nobody knows about. If you take a close look at each UA uniform, you'll notice that the number of buttons on the shoulders varies depending on the department. One button represents the general education department, 2 buttons signify the hero course, 3 buttons are the support course, and 4 buttons are the management course. It's really cool! But an even cooler secret lies in the very first chapter of My Hero Academia manga. If you take a good look at this one particular panel, you'll spot silhouettes of some iconic superhero characters. These include Spider-Man, Superman, Ultraman, Kamen Rider, Moonlight Mask, and more. In My Hero Academia, Himiko Toga wears a face mask to protect herself from the toxic gas released by her comrade, Mustard. The mask stands out due to its unusual design, which isn't your typical gas mask. Instead, it is inspired by Bane's mask from the iconic movie The Dark Knight Rises. But that's not the only secret about Toga. Turns out she's one of the toughest characters to draw. In an omake from Volume 8, Horikoshi revealed that Toga is the hardest female character to illustrate. He finds her eyes and hair particularly challenging. Horikoshi even admitted he still hasn't completely figured out her hairstyle. Likewise, in Volume 2, Horikoshi confessed that drawing Tomura Shigaraki has been so frustrating it nearly brought him to tears, thanks to the intricate hands covering his body. Speaking of Shigaraki, did you know his character draws heavy inspiration from Horikoshi's first one-shot manga, Tenko? The connection runs deep, starting with the fact that Shigaraki's real name is Tenko, but that's not all, because both characters share the ability to disintegrate with their hands, a power that led them to tragically destroy their loved ones. This devastating accident marked a turning point in their lives, setting them on a villainous path. And while we're on the topic of Horikoshi's one-shot manga, did you know that My Hero Academia started with a prototype called My Hero? Published in 2008, winter issue of Akamaru Jump, it followed a sickly salaryman named Jack Midoriya. He sold hero items but dreamed of becoming a real hero. When Horikoshi expanded the concept into a full series, Jack's character evolved significantly. His name was eventually changed to Izuku, his health improved, and he became a high school student. However, Horikoshi didn't go straight from Jack to Izuku. Before My Hero Academia, he envisioned Mikumo Akutani, a grumpier, quirkless hero who relied on technology. But Horikoshi disliked the design, and his editors felt the protagonist needed a quirk to stand out. So Mikumo was scrapped, but his core idea, an underdog fighting to be a hero in a world of power lived on through Izuku Midoriya. While Bakugo is notorious for his explosive temper and arrogance, Horikoshi didn't always envision him like this. Originally, Horikoshi planned for Bakugo to be a kind and well-meaning guy who unintentionally said offensive things. However, Horikoshi felt that the version of Bakugo would have been too boring, so he scrapped the idea and gave us the fiery, aggressive character we know today. Man, could you imagine a kind Bakugo? Yeah, me neither. But Bakugo wasn't the only character to undergo major changes. Ochako, for example, was originally meant to have Mount Lady's quirk, gigantification. She was also supposed to have her name and identity, but Horikoshi decided that quirk was too overwhelming for a hero in training and gave her the zero gravity ability instead, creating the lovable Ochako we know today. Other characters saw equally dramatic transformations. Tsuyu and Hagakure were initially designed as boys. Present Mike was originally conceived as a bald, elderly man. The word hage on his headphones, which actually means bald in Japanese, is a nod to the scrapped concept. Instead, Horikoshi reimagined him with wild, cockatoo-like hair and a vibrant personality inspired by real-life DJ Hisashi Yamada. Did you know Mirio has a move that's literally a Star Wars reference? His technique, Phantom Menace, lets him phase through surfaces at high speed to strike with precision. If you're a Star Wars fan, you would notice this name sounds familiar. That is because it shares the title with the iconic Star Wars film that was released back in 1999. But Phantom Menace is just one of many Star Wars references hidden throughout the series. Take Kiashi Ward Shopping Mall, a nod to Kashyyyk, home of the Wookiees, or Dagobah Municipal Beach Park, where Izuku trained. It's named after Dagobah, the planet where Yoda trained Luke. Even the fictional city Musutafu takes inspiration from Mustafar, Darth Vader's fiery stronghold. But the references get even better because Star Wars' most iconic villain, Darth Vader, and My Hero Academia's All For One have way too much in common. They both lead shadowy organizations, hide their true identities, and rely on life-supporting helmets after suffering life-altering injuries. Speaking of references, let's talk about these huge Marvel references, like Juruto Shishida from Class 1B, who shares a striking resemblance to Beast from X-Men. Both have glasses, protruding lower teeth, and even share the same quirk name, Beast. The only difference? Their color. Then there's Twice, who's clearly inspired by Marvel's Deadpool, from his costume to his humor. Coincidence? I think not. In one chapter of Deadpool Samurai, All Might makes a cameo, teaming up with Deadpool to take down Thanos. What makes this crossover even more crazy is that it was drawn by Horikoshi himself. If you only watched the anime, you might have missed this huge Easter egg. In the manga, during the scene where all pro heroes are gathered, a hidden Denji cameo from Chainsaw Man can be spotted in the background. However, this Easter egg was later removed from the anime and replaced with whoever that guy is. Before we get into the next crazy difference, if you're having a great time so far and want to be entered in our video shoutout giveaway, simply subscribe and comment I subbed and you'll be entered. This shoutout giveaway goes to @RabiaSultana-F3R. Thanks for being a part of the family. Let's get back into it. But that wasn't the only difference between the anime and the manga. If you go back to the beginning, you'll notice something in the manga. The scar All Might received from his showdown with All For One is on the left side of his chest. However, in the anime, it's mistakenly placed on the left side of his stomach. While this might seem minor, it's significant because it doesn't explain why he's missing a lung, something that would make sense with a chest scar. However, that is not the only secret about All Might, because his name holds hidden meaning. Toshinori Yagi combines kanji for genius, law, 8, and tree, reflecting his role as a superhero, the 8th user of One For All, and his love for nature. But he's not the only one with a hidden meaning behind his name. Izuku's name blends poetic meaning with a subtle nod to his quirk. The kanji for ku means 9, reflecting Izuku as a 9th One For All user. Have you ever noticed how Shoto Todoroki feels familiar? That's because he shares many similarities with Prince Zuko from Avatar, The Last Airbender. Both have tyrannical fathers, absent mothers, burn scars on their left eyes, and control fire. Initially not friendly with the main character, but eventually becomes allies, making the Zuko influence on Todoroki undeniable. Here's a crazy secret. Every named user of One For All has a number on their name that ties directly to their place in the chain. Daigoro Banjo, the 5th user, has a kanji that means 5. Nana Shimura, the 7th, has a homophone for 7. Toshinori Yagi, the 8th carries the kanji for 8 in his surname. Izuku's name connects to 9, making him as the 9th. And Katsuki Bakugo, who briefly wielded the power in My Hero Academia movie, Heroes Rising, has a kanji linked to 10. Here's a bonus Easter egg. Midnight, the 18+ hero, was initially supposed to be Class 1A's homeroom teacher. However, her design was deemed too risque, so Eraserhead took the role instead. But Midnight still has ties to Class 1A. She's the one who inspired Eraserhead to become a teacher. This secret was revealed in the My Hero Academia spin-off title, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, and not in the main manga. Now those are some crazy Easter eggs, but if you want to see something crazier, click on this video. Go on, click it!